Welcome to my Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise leadership training. This is going to be a series to help you tap into your body's true healing abilities. I'm Kai Clifford, and my greatest passion is helping high-level leaders like yourself to heal and grow, to create success, time freedom, and joy in their life. Let's talk about how the medical industry doesn't want you to know the truth about healing. So what happens when people get anxiety, when people get some sort of chronic pain, chronic illness? You are programmed to believe that you have to go to the doctor, otherwise you're being irresponsible. To the point where people like me, I'm supposed to put a disclaimer on this that says, do not listen to me at all and go to a doctor. But what does a doctor do? They just give you pills for what? For your symptoms. Okay, now get this. You may already know this, but did you know that these symptoms that these pills treat, actually suppress your body's healing abilities because the symptoms are your body healing itself? For instance, when you get the runny nose, when you get a fever and you get really warm, what do people try to do? They try to stop the runny nose and they try to lower the fever. Do you know what this does? This traps the bacteria and the toxins in your body, and it pushes the sickness deeper down into your cell tissue, which means that you get sicker later on. Okay, so the symptoms in your body, the fever that comes up is actually an immune system response to sweat everything out. The runny nose, the coughing in the lungs is actually your body's way of healing itself from what is actually wrong with you. Same as tumors in the body. The tumor in your body is actually collecting all of the toxins and all of the issues in your body. And this is why a lot of people, when they have them removed, unfortunately, some of them die soon after. Whereas some people who keep the tumor, they actually end up surviving for a lot longer. Now, let's listen to Bruce Lipton, PhD, who's a world-renowned authority, talk about the power of healing.
We believe so many issues and diseases are associated with genes. And I say, when I was teaching in a medical school, what was I teaching doctors? Well, at that time, genes turn on and off, and genes control the character. And then I say, well, as far as you know, you didn't pick the genes. And if you don't like your characters, you can't change the genes. And since they activate themselves, then you become a victim of your heredity. Oh my God, there's cancer running in my family. I have a cancer gene. And I go, okay, let's get to a real simple fact. Less than 1% of disease is connected to genes. Less than 1%. 90% plus is all stress related, okay? So all of a sudden I say, well, you want to try to adjust the genes. I said the genes didn't have a problem. It was the stress that was causing the problem. And now with the new science, it's called epigenetics. It sounds like genetics, but epi means above. Say, epigenetics means control epi, above the genes. And now there's a whole new understanding because we're not victims of the genes. We understand now that we actually control our genetic activity through our consciousness, or subconscious, more importantly, because that's 95% of the time. A big important point. This is like maybe a lot of people in the audience are going to freak when I say this, but for example, there's no gene that causes cancer. Everyone says, oh, oncogenes, cancer genes. I go, no, there's no gene that causes cancer. They're correlated with cancer, but they're not the cause. So especially like women are very concerned because they get, I've got diagnosed, I have the BRCA, breast cancer gene. Immediately, what's the consciousness of the programming that people have? The gene is going to give me cancer. And now the fear of cancer rises in them because they say they have this gene. And then I go, well, guess what? 50% of the women carry this gene never get the cancer. So the first thing you have to understand is this: possession of the gene doesn't cause the cancer. It's a life that's not in harmony, a life that's out of balance. That's when that gene is activated. So we've been blaming genes, but we're never giving any credit or power to the person who can influence those genes. And this is what epigenetics is all about. Consciousness is controlling your genetic activity. That's so important. You know, there's a very interesting insight here, and that is when people follow the fate of a child adopted into a family where there's cancer, they find that the adopted child will get the same family cancer at the same probability as any of the natural siblings. So an adopted child gets that cancer. But here's the point. The adopted child came from totally different genetics. So it was not the genetics that push that cancer. It was being adopted into a family where the programming was not giving them wholeness, health, happiness. It's just stressful, very stressful programming. And as you said, stress. The American Psychological Association recognizes 90% of doctor visits are stress-related visits. We don't focus on the stress. That's like, a side thing. I say, no, it's not a side thing. It's the number one thing that is coming from the top down.
So understand that you really do have the power to change your body, to take control of your life. And what I've found when it comes to healing physical chronic things is directly related to your money, to your success, and to the relationships in your life. Often your chronic pain comes up to save you from doing something that you really don't want to do. Now, on a conscious level, you would not do this because consciously you know that it's not useful, it's not good for you. You wouldn't want to be that type of person. But because you also have beliefs in play that say that you're not allowed to say no, it's not safe, you'll fail, things will fall down, you'll lose things, it's a dog-eat-dog world, you have to compete with people, that you're a bad person if you say no, you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not fast enough. If you say no and do things in a different way than what consciously you believe you have to do. So, because our mindset and our whole system is set up contrary to how the universe really works, you have to learn how to cope. And as you cope, these strong emotions build up in your body. These emotions, maybe you had an event that you think that you're over. When you think of it, you're like, that doesn't really bother me. But if you allow yourself to go deep into your subconscious, like I guide my clients to do, you'll find that it still does bother you that this person did that to you or they never did this. And it compounds in your body because it was never released. And so every other event that reminds you of that, which happens all of the time, that emotion goes into that storage place as well. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until the pain breaks and spills over. And maybe you have an injury. And so you think that maybe that back pain that you have or the frozen shoulder you have is from an injury, but it's only because the emotional pain that was already there under the surface created a weak spot in your body through all the stress and the fear and the pain and the shame and the not allowing yourself to be your real self causes a weak spot. And then what happens is you have an injury, something happens, and bam, it sort of breaks. And then people blame it on the physicality. So yes, it is physical, but only because emotions compound to create something physical, just like the panic attack that you have that feels like a heart attack and literally sends people to the hospital because they think they're having a heart attack. But really, it's just severe anxiety, which creates physical issues. Now, this can also show up as psychosomatic pains. I've had clients that come to me with stabbing pains in their side or somewhere in their body. And it turns out it was from guilt, from incidences in their childhood and teen years. I've had clients that come to me with deep womb issues, told they had to have hysterectomies. And this work that I do, this deep level work, when we go in and we talk to the womb, we listen to it, I tap you into the truth of what's really happening. Guess what? It's usually something to do with feeling like you're not in your power, with feeling like you can't trust your decisions, with not trusting yourself as a woman. My clients that I've healed from back pain, it often comes from some level of anger, some decisions that they made or some things that they were forced to do, that they just had this pent up anger. And as you go and you allow yourself to healthily express these emotions and just feel it without the judgment, feeling like, oh, this has to change. And in a healthy and conscious way, you go in and you feel it, they naturally change on their own. But this can be tricky. Okay, so yes, it's worthwhile trying on your own, absolutely 100%. But the real magic comes from having someone guide you, someone that's incredibly skilled and understands how to sit with the pain without judging it, without trying to change it, because you don't need to change the pain. Your emotions are very capable of moving on their own. You need to change your reaction to the pain and these beliefs that you have that believe it's not okay to have the pain in these parts of you. So you reject and you abandon these parts of you. The reason I love sharing Bruce Lipton's information, and later on in this series, you'll definitely see Greg Braden and probably Joe Dispenza, is because these authorities, They have done the science, they've done the study, they've done the background. Now, my passion is in spirituality and in healing. And the truth is, a lot of these things that, Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton teaches, I was saying back when people were telling me that I was crazy. So I really come from the spiritual side of it, from experience, from the School of Hard Knocks, and from really learning through actually doing the healing work. So I'm going to refer to them to back up the sciencey parts and listen to me about the actual stories and what's possible and how to do the healing itself. So in this video, I'm going to guide you through an exercise to harmonize your body so that you can reset your nervous system and come into a place of calm. Now, this is not the whole kit and caboodle when it comes to healing. You really want to go deeper into your unconscious mind and find out what your actual limiting beliefs are that you don't even realize that you really think. They're just sort of part of how life is. And it more feels like you're just responding to things that are already there. But what's happening is these beliefs that you have in your body when you react to something, like maybe you react to the way the world is and you don't like how it is and it makes you feel angry. Well, believe it or not, that actually generates the dimension that you live in and the world that you live in. Metaphysically, spiritually, this is how it works. Same as if your boss or your partner or your collaborator is being a real jerk to you, and you keep responding feeling frustrated and angry. It's the frustration and anger after the fact that causes that behavior to be coming into your life. If you didn't have it in your system, it couldn't be reflected back to you at all. Now, I know for some people this can be a lot to understand, but I'm sure for people here, if you're watching this, then you're already at the level where you've done some spiritual work, you've done your inner healing. So this probably isn't completely new to you, but even if you think you know it, let yourself learn it again, because the information, especially the way I share it, will drop in on a deeper level. And something that you've known and maybe even taught other people and say all the time and read about all the time, at some point will drop in on a deep emotional level that has massive change in your life. So let's talk about the power of positive emotion. Now, it's very important to understand that it's not just about thinking positive and doing mindless affirmations like a robot. Inner work and healing, it's about developing a relationship with yourself and a relationship with everything else, because let's be real, everything is a relationship. Your relationship with money, your relationship with people, your relationship to God, the divine, infinite spirit, the universe, whichever terms you like, your relationship to health, your relationship to your device. We all have relationships with everything, and I help you to sort your relationships out, to come into your true power and take 100% ownership and responsibility, which is where your true power lives. Because guess what? If you own the fact that you create the world around you, then that means you have the power to recreate the things you do not like. Yeah? So let's listen to what Bruce Lipton has to say about the power of positive emotion on your body's ability to heal.
If I take the chemicals released by the brain in love and put into a plastic dish with cells, the cells grow beautifully. And I say, okay, wait. What about the chemicals that come out of a brain of someone in fear? I take those chemicals, put that in the culture dish, the cells stop growing. When you're in growth, you're open to the world and you say, come on, bring it on. Yeah. But when fear or something comes in there, you close it down, and the chemistry of the fear is what shuts down the cells. Fear kills. It's not a mystery. It's simple. The mind is an interpretation of the world. It causes the brain to release chemistry that matches the interpretation to coordinate 50 trillion cells to live in that world. It's your emotions, it's your perceptions, it's your beliefs. These are the sources of the chemicals that end up controlling the genes. This is a new science, it's called epigenetics.
So let's change the chemicals in your body. You will find that rather than just trying to generate positive emotions, it's a lot more effective to go into the negative that's actually in there. Face the negative. Instead of with judgment, oh, I need the changes, I need to release this. Face it with grace. Face it with an embracing attitude, understanding that this fear isn't just fear. It is you. It is you. As real as you and me sitting here today together, it is a part of you sitting inside of you that is trapped in fear because of a belief, because of an experience, because of a memory that she still believes is happening right now, set on auto repeat, reverberating on and on and on until you go in and change it. Now, throughout this series, we're going to do some deeper healing on these parts of yourself. But right now, I simply want to tap you in to this pain, the heaviness, the discomfort, wherever you feel it in your body, and help you meet it with love and grace. As we breathe, I invite you to allow each breath to get deeper and focus on the exhale. Focus on allowing the exhale to get that little bit longer. Because here's a pro tip. When we breathe, as we breathe out, you're going to want to stop. You're going to get distracted. For some reason, that 2.5 second breath is going to seem like it's taking forever. And then when you get to 5 seconds, it seems like it's taking even longer. So what we want to do is really notice that point at the end of each breath where you get distracted or you want to stop it, and use your lung muscles. You actually push your lung muscles together. You squeeze them, and just for a little bit longer each time, you extend the exhale. Now, this in itself is what will slow your thinking down. This exhale, right at that point where you want to stop, when you keep going past it, that is what will reset your nervous system, give you grace and space, and help you come in to a deeper presence, into a deeper level of peace. In this exercise I'm about to guide you through, it's going to be quite simple. It's going to help your nervous system feel safe. And more so, you're going to feel bliss as you face the pain and discomfort in your body. So we'll start by just a few simple breaths. Then I'm going to get you to identify the discomfort in your body. I want you to bring up the negative feeling. Don't try to change it. And send it compassion, send it love, and embrace this part of you. Do not try to change it. Actually, we want it to expand and get bigger, which at first will seem like it's getting worse. But this is simply because it's expanding through your body. You're no longer clenching it into this compressed, powerful lump. And it can start relaxing and releasing the negative, fearful mood. Okay, so just follow me. Shut down all distractions. And let's go. So hands on your body, maybe one on your heart, one on your belly, or 2 on your heart. Take a big deep breath into your body and just sigh it all out. Pause your thoughts. Breathe when I breathe. Copy how I breathe. And push out that little bit longer. Put your attention behind your hands. Feel around in your heart space. Relax your shoulders, relax your forehead and face. And thoughts will naturally pop up, that's okay. But every now and then we're going to pause thoughts and refocus on the feeling in the heart and the feelings in your body. So take a nice breath in again, pause those thoughts, relax those shoulders. Nice sigh, lengthening the exhale. Pausing thoughts, relaxing shoulders, fingertips and feet. Feeling around in the heart space. And pause thoughts again. Do another lovely little smile on your face as you feel around in your heart space. Just sigh. And again, don't judge you if thoughts are coming up. Just let them be there. And every now and then just pause. Okay, so now you've tapped in. Go deeper into your body and find somewhere that's uncomfortable. Maybe your shoulders are a bit tense, your jaw, or maybe you have a heaviness in your belly. It doesn't have to be pain, although it could be. It could just be a simple discomfort, a disease, like an unease. It could be a heaviness. So close your eyes and remember, this is very different. You're not trying to change it. Don't even hope that it heals by the end of this video, which I know is counterintuitive. Your job is to change your reaction to the feeling and help it feel welcome in your body. Okay, so close your eyes, find it, just choose one, And now I want you to breathe down wherever the feeling is. So shoulders, belly, wherever you've chosen. Breathe down and around the feeling. Pause those thoughts. Relax your heart towards the feeling. Gently, gently, gently. Relaxing armpits, shoulders, and open the mouth like you're yawning. Even if it's a fake yawn, go all the way out. Yawning releases more positive chemicals than anything else that we do. It will release those unconscious programs and just negative energies that are in your body. So allow yourself to yawn or even fake the yawn. Okay, so feel down around that negative feeling and just repeat after me. If you want to do it silently, you can, or out loud. Close your eyes, feel the feeling, and say, yes, I definitely feel this feeling. And it's uncomfortable. Say, I feel it down in here. So wherever down in here is, use the word here like a laser pointer, like a cat chases, and just feel it. And try to go into the feeling that you're trying on a jacket, so you're feeling it from the inside of the feeling. Don't judge it. Just let it come up. Okay, close your eyes. Breathe into the feeling again. Go into it on the inhale. Pause those thoughts, feel it. Get curious about how it really feels. Big sigh, relax your body towards the feeling. Big yawn, open your mouth, open your throat, open the cells of your body. Oh, we want it to pass through your body. Don't expect it to change. Invite it to change location, maybe. Ask your body now, body, please allow this part of me to expand. Even though I want this feeling to change and feel this feeling, feel it. I give it permission to be here now. Because what if it's a part of me that's in pain? And when I'm in pain, I want to be loved. I want to be held. So even though you want this feeling to change, right, you have to change. So go in, breathe around the feeling, imagining that your breath is like water running over a rock very gently. Not to change it, just to run over it, flow over the edges of the feeling. Release clenching on the edges, not the feeling itself, but your body is secretly holding on to it, hoping it will change. Release and relax the clenching and the cramping, and sigh. Make a sound. Relax those shoulders. Big yawn. Relax the belly button. Notice what's happening to the feeling. And if nothing's happening, that's okay. But just know that as you allow this feeling to be in your body, you will feel safe in the world. So breathe the feeling into your body and in a second. And first say, close your eyes, touch the feeling, pause your thoughts. I release this feeling into my body. I give it permission to stay so I can protect it. And whichever word you like, so God can protect it. So infinite love can protect it. Okay, now breathe it into your body. Relax that clenching. Don't hope it changes. Just hope it's slightly changed location. Big yawn, big breath. Stretch your arms out to the side or wherever they want to go. Really open the cells of your body. Get out of its way. You may even have to jiggle physically and go, exhaling, opening the throat. Okay, big heavy sigh. Ready? Give your body a bit of shake. Clench your hands and your feet. Go, and then relax. Hands and feet and the rest of your body on the inhale. Clench the butt. And relax it all. Give it a shake. So hands on the feeling. And say, even though I still have this feeling in here, relax your body around it. It's a part of me that's been in pain. Big yawn and send it compassion. A second part of you is going to send this part of you compassion. So feel the pain and send it compassion. Now that can be, maybe you just feel a beautiful warm energy, a beautiful light swirling through it all around it. Or if it helps, you can say, I care for you, I love you, I care for you, I love you, or a combination. So breathe in, pause thoughts to everything else, feel the feeling in your body, and relax the edges, help it expand, and let's send it compassion. Ready? This is the final bit. So pause everything else and go into this. Go. Relax our shoulders, big yawn, really slow motion, and send it compassion. Oh, even if it's a fake yawn, go on. Oh, relax your heart towards the feeling. Go above and below the feeling. Just relax clenching and cramping and invite it into your body. Send it compassion. Give it permission to be here because it is anyway. Say, I give it permission to be here now. I embrace this part of me with love and compassion. I am willing to see this differently. And I'm ready for change. Knowing that the change is you changing how you treat the feeling in your body. So final time, breathe down around the feeling, relax the clenching on the edges. Stop hoping it will change or be different. Stop judging it. Just let it come into your body and expand. It may be painful, so use your breath and your courage. Big sigh, put your nose up in the air. Nice smile on your face. Yawn and relax that belly button. Let go of any hope of it changing anymore. Say, I've already transformed so much. It actually does feel different than before. I give it permission to be here now so I can protect it. So infinite love, so God can protect it. Big yawn and clench your hands and your feet. Let it go, shake your body. Good work today. So I have plenty of other resources. There will be more coming in this series, going deeper into this, more into spiritual law, more into psychology and healing your body. If you want to jump in and heal fast, if you know that you're the type of person who looks after yourself and is willing to invest your time, energy, and money into guidance that actually works, then reach out to me about my one-to-one work. I don't take on that many people and my work is quite high level, so do be prepared for that. But my type of work, we heal everything in your life because it's all connected. So as I guide you to the pain, to the anxiety, to the fears, to the worries that you have in your life, all of your relationships will harmonize. Opportunities will drop into your life. So many amazing things will happen as you continue doing this work, creating a deep relationship with your body. And of course, I have plenty of free resources and programs, things like that you can try out. So send me a message if you want a recommendation. If you're willing to do the work, I am willing to help you do the work. So as you know, I'm Kai Clifford. Thank you so much for being here today. Please tell your friends if this has helped you because this work needs to be known. You've done excellent today. Jump into the rest of my videos as soon as you can. Do not forget that you control your reality. So remember, hand on heart, deep breaths, and embrace the pain rather than reject it.